Hello everyone. Welcome back to Java Journey. In our previous episode, we learned what Java is, why it is popular, its architecture, and how Java programs run. Today, we are moving to one of the most important topics in programming variables and data types. Every application, whether it's Instagram, WhatsApp, Amazon, or a banking application, stores data. But how does a program remember someone's name, age, password, balance, or marks? That is exactly what we are going to learn today. So let's get started. By the end of this video, you will be able to store information in Java like a real programmer. Before we start, let's quickly see what we are going to learn today. First, we will understand what variables are. Then we will see why variables are actually needed. After that, we will learn how to create variables in Java. Then we will discuss the rules we must follow while naming the variables. Next, we will learn about the data types, which tell Java what kind of information is being stored. Finally, we will create a simple Java program using the variables. Don't worry if you are a complete beginner. I will explain everything step by step. Have you ever wondered how Instagram remembers your username every time you log in? Variables help make that possible. So, let's start with a simple question. Suppose I ask you to remember a number 25. You can remember it for a few seconds. But what if I ask you to remember 100 different values? That becomes difficult. Computers face the same challenge. They need a way to store information. That's where variables come in. See here, int a is equal to 20. Here we are creating a variable. Think of a variable as a labeled container. The label is the variable name. The container holds the value. Example, age 20, salary 50,000, and name John. The computer can quickly find information using these labels. Imagine your kitchen. You have separate containers for rice, sugar, and salt. Each container has a label. Variables work exactly the same way. What would happen if every container had the same label? We would get confused. And that's why variable names are important. Here we can see why it is more important. See the points like variables can store the data. It can be used for reusing the data and update the data easily, and it will make the programs more dynamic. And here this int represent the data type of the value which is being stored in this container age. So 20 is the value and or the information that is being stored in the variable, and it is of the data type int. Int represent whole numbers. And why can we simply write values directly everywhere? So let's look at some common variable examples. Here, sorry, here we have given int age equal to 20, int marks equal to 95, string name equal to Alex, char alphabet equal to A, and boolean truth equal to true. Notice that every piece of information has a different type. Age and marks are numbers, so we use int. A contains text. Name contains the text, so we use string. An alphabet contains an alphabet A, so we use the char variable. Sorry, data type. And truth is true, which contains the boolean. Choosing the correct data type is important because Java needs to know exactly what kind of data is being stored. As of here, we can see that boolean can be used for storing the true or false information, and char data type can be used for storing all kind of alphabet value. That means single letter. And string data type can be used for storing the text. And int data type is used for storing the whole numbers. Then let's move on to the next slide. Why do we need variables? Now you might be wondering, why can't we just use values directly? Let's imagine a student management system. A student's name, age, and score can change over time. If we don't use variables, we would have to manually update values everywhere in the program. Variables helps us store data efficiently, reuse the data multiple times, update values easily, and make programs easier to read. Think about online banking. Your account balance changes every day. Instead of rewriting the balance everywhere, the system stores it in a variable and updates only that variable. This is why variables are one of the foundation of programming. Here you can see that without variables we have to write values again and again. See here, we are hard coding the values in the line system.out.println. It is hard to read, hard to update, more chance of mistakes, and it is not efficient if we are printing like this. The solution is using some variables, which will allow us to store the values with names and use them anywhere in the program. We can use this course variable in any word to print it, and it will be more easy to read, easy to update, and it will reduce the mistake, and it will be very efficient. And some of the real world examples are shopping cart, bank account, student record, and game development. Okay, next is some examples variable vs direct values. Let's come back to approaches. First approach is this one. System.out.println 20 is printed on written on 3 lines. This prints 23 times. What happens if the age changes to 21? We must manually change every line 21. Now look at this second case. Int age equal to 20. Then we have given the system.out.println. If the age changes to 21, we will update only this line of code, and this age will be updated automatically as we change here. This saves time, reduces errors, and makes programs much easier to maintain. Can you see why programmers love variables? One small change updates everything. So moving on to the next slide, now let's learn how to create variables in Java. The basic syntax is data type variable name equal to value. For example, int age equal to 21. Let's break it down. Int tells the Java data type, age is the variable name, and 21 is the value stored. Another example is here, double price is equal to 99.99. As it is a decimal value, we will be using the data type double, and price is its variable name. As we are storing here a character, we will be using a character data type. And true or for true and false values, we will be using boolean. And string, as we used here, a text. This stores the text. You can also declare first and assign later. The process of creating a variable without initializing or assigning a value to that variable is what we call as declaration. We have created the value. This is what declaration means. And here we have assigned a value to that variable which is declared earlier. This is what initialization means. We can here the declaration and initialization have done. in a one step, and here it is given in two steps. Variables must be declared before they can be used in the program. This is what we call declaration and initialization. And then moving on to the next slide, rules for naming the variables. Java follows some important rules for variable names. Rule number one is a variable name must start with a letter, underscore, or dollar sign. Correct is here given. It can be start with a small letter and capital letter using at the as the first letter will be less efficient in Java. So normally we use small letter, and then we can use underscore and also dollar symbol as first character. Then the second rule is it cannot be start with numbers. This one name and two marks are invalid. We can use it after the name of the variable. And then the third rule is spaces are not allowed. As we add space, it will be declared as syntax error. And i- instead of adding a space in Java, we use a capital letter in front of the second name. So this is valid in case of Java variables. Then the fourth one is Java keywords cannot be used. Here we can see int class equal to 10, class int public static. These are the words having some special meaning in Java. So this cannot be used as variables. Otherwise, the Java will confuse us with being some special words and the variable name. So it cannot be used. It will show error if we use this type of names, variable names. And we should use some meaningful names. Like if you use X instead of adding age, you can see it will not be more understandable. The reader cannot understand what does this mean. We should use uh, the words or the variable names which is understandable to everyone. And here you can see some valid variable names: age, student name, total mark, salary, is past, and invalid names as well. So best practice is to use camel case as we already told. This is the spacing. First word start with a small letter which is lowercase, and the second new word should start with a capital letter. Okay, let's take a quick example. Student name, Alex, student age 20, total marks 89.5. Here double is given as we are using a decimal value. Here you can, a reader can easily understand this is a student name and this is student age given and the total marks is 89.5. So let's explore Java data types. Data types tell Java what kind of value a variable can store. Common data types are int, float, int, double, char, and boolean. Then string. So we have some divisions, that is primitive data types and non-primitive data types. Here we have given all the data types. Byte, short, int, and long are used for storing the whole numbers. Only the size differ. And float and double are used for storing the decimal values and the size differ. Char is used for storing a character value, and a boolean is used for storing two values, true or false. Okay. Then string. In the non-primitive data types, we will be using string more, and others will be uh, coming in our future videos. String is used for storing the text values. So here, refer the sizes and descriptions. These are the size definitions. Moving on to the next slide, let's build our first Java program using variables. See here, we have created a class. Inside that class, there is a main method where the execution starts in Java, and we have declared some of the variables. So in this program, it creates four variables, that is name, age, marks, and is passed. Then, sorry, then it will print them into the console. So its output is shown here as the name will be printed as first, then the age will be printed, then marks, and then whether he passed or not. This is the basic pattern you will use throughout the Java programming. Create variables, store data, and use that data whenever needed. Okay. Then 4 to 7, we have variable declaration, creating variables and assigning values. And from 10 to 13, system dot out println, printing the values of variable. Whole program flow, we have declared something and assigned some values to that declared variables, and we used it for print. So this is what we have done in our first variable program. Let's quickly revise what we learned today. Variables store data, variables make programs flexible and reusable, and um, data type, variable name equal to value is the syntax. Then Java data types include int, double, char, boolean, string, and good variable names improve the code readability. If you understand these concepts, you are already taking your first step into Java programming. Now it's your turn. Here I have given some practice time. I have given the question and also with the answers. Refer this each, take a screenshot and do as your own. Then moving to some task. Try this practice questions. Task 1 is create a variable to store your favorite city. Create then store your age and print it. Then store a percentage value using the double. Store a grade using char. And try the if you found this lesson helpful, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with friends who are learning Java. In the next video, we will continue our Java journey with input and output in Java. Thanks for watching and see you in the next lesson. Thank you.